Hello there, this is Jen Kitzmiller with the National Weather Service in Missoula, and I'll be walking you through the weather highlights going into this weekend and early next week. So just a few key points. There is going to be a slight chance of some thunderstorms late tonight into Friday morning, and then continuing into tomorrow afternoon. The main threat tonight will be across west central Montana, and then the threat for storms tomorrow afternoon will be mainly along the Continental Divide. Beyond that, we're looking at abnormally hot and dry conditions continuing into this weekend, and a possible breakdown of the ridge Sunday into Monday, which could bring some breezy winds and some elevated fire concerns. So here's a look at the current satellite imagery. We had the wave that moved through last night moving into central Montana, and for the most part today is going to be a pretty dry day. One thing that we're going to be dealing with is the smoke. As you'll see, there's numerous fires in California and Oregon contributing to smoke, as well as more recent fires that have started through central Idaho and western Montana that will contribute smoke to the area as well. So smoky skies look like they're going to be here to stay through the weekend and into early next week. At times that can make the forecast a little bit difficult. Smoke can actually keep temperatures a little bit cooler during the day than they would otherwise be without smoke, so that will be a little bit tricky at times as far as where that thicker smoke really keeps temperatures cooler. Now moving into tonight and early tomorrow morning, I mentioned that there is a threat of some thunderstorms, and this is a model loop looking at the potential for when and where storms will form. Looks like they'll start through north central Idaho late tonight and then move up into west central Montana early Friday morning through about 8-9 a.m. or so. We don't have a lot of confidence in how much lightning is going to occur with these. It is possible that some of these will just be more showers and not result in a lot of lightning, but there is that threat of seeing some strikes out of this. We don't think currently there will be nearly as much lightning as was seen on Wednesday morning, but we wanted to highlight this because we know there's a lot of new fires out there, and there is potential to get a few more lightning starts out of this going into Friday morning. As we move into Saturday, this image is showing the jet stream location, and really I just wanted to show this to kind of indicate that the jet stream is well off to our north in Canada as high pressure ridge builds over much of western Montana and north central Idaho. So that's going to lead to warming temperatures once again and very dry conditions with overall minimal threats for thunder going into the weekend. And just to give you a feel for how warm and how dry it's going to be, this is a look at temperatures and RHs on Saturday, which will be pretty indicative for Sunday as well. And you'll see across many valleys of western Montana will be well up into the mid to upper 90s, and in central Idaho, upper 90s to low 100s, and some of the lowest valleys such as Orofino and Riggins. So very hot temperatures, warmer than what we've seen the last couple of days. Compared to where we've been over the last couple of weeks, it's very similar. And we'll also be looking at those low humidities. So you'll see here on the right, many locations are going to be looking at teens and possibly even some single digits for relative humidities, especially across the Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest. We'll also have pretty poor recoveries on the mid-slopes and ridges in this time frame as well. Luckily, because we do have the ridge over us, we will not have a lot of wind to deal with. It'll be more typical afternoon breezes driven by the terrain. So that's one thing that'll be working in our favor, at least for the Saturday time frame. As I mentioned with the smoke, that may keep some of these temperatures from reaching this full potential, but that's going to be difficult to pinpoint ahead of time. It'll really depend where that heavier smoke settles in. Now, as we shift into Sunday afternoon and evening, there is a bit of a change. So this is a similar image to what I showed before with the jet stream. And you'll see these yellow and green colors shifting more over northern Washington and kind of along the Canadian border into northwest Montana. That's an indication that the ridge starts to break down Sunday evening with increasing winds aloft. So there is a little bit of concern that we could see some elevated fire weather conditions for Sunday afternoon and evening as that ridge starts to weaken and we see more winds aloft. With the continued hot and dry conditions, it could allow for area fires to become quite a bit more active on Sunday. So something we're tracking for the weekend. Looking at the weather threat matrix, we have that Sunday period highlighted for the hot, dry, windy conditions across mainly northwest Montana and west central Montana. Going into next week, it looks like the hot and dry conditions will continue, though the upper level ridge does flatten a little bit, so it won't be quite as hot going into early next week as what we're looking at for this weekend. And with that flatter ridge in place, it is possible that we'll see more periods of wind going into Monday and Tuesday. There's still some question marks on when and where that'll all pan out, but stay tuned for early next week. So that's all I have for today. As always, please feel free to give us a call if you have any questions or concerns. Our number is listed there at the bottom of the screen. And otherwise, we will talk to you again on Sunday. Thanks. Bye-bye.